Kenneth, go. Kenneth! 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 Kenneth, go!
I cannot hear you, but... Oh boy. We are back. An agonizingly long break took place, but now we kick off Season 2, and we welcome you to the first coverage of Season 2 with none other than the Instagram Quarantine Street Stock Series pre-race show presented by Let's Go Logano. A little bit of a shaky start, but nonetheless, we're still going to get things going for the first time this season. My name is Kenneth Bueno, joined by Charlie Baier, and you'll be seeing this dynamic duo for every pre-race show from here on out, from the first race till the end of the season. Well, we took a while off, and we're finally back at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we're excited to finally get things underway and pretty much kick off Season 2 for the most part.
Yeah, I am so unbelievably excited. Last season was a hit. We had a lot of committed drivers, and we just had a really good time, and I can't wait to kick off Season 2. It's gonna be such a good season. Kenneth, go. I found the culprit. My push-to-talk was on. Kenneth, just keep talking. I just went.
Alright, well, did my intro get cut off, or?
No.
Right,
Keep going!
We're ready to get the season underway.
Why is your voice so deep?
I don't... Why? This is a disaster. Alright. Pretty much, we've been waiting for a long time to get this over with. To get this break pretty much underway. The off-season happened, and we had to wait a long time, but finally we're back for Season 2, and we're ready to kick things off here in the Instagram Quarantine Street Stock Series. Boy, I am excited for this one.
Thank you, Mr. Deep Voice, Kenneth.
Okay, my mic is kind of bugging out right now.
All right, well, I'm really excited. I'm ready to drag some guys in for interviews. But first, when we kick off our season 2, we're gonna take a look at our schedule really quickly because we got a terrific line of races for you guys. We're gonna go over here, and this is our season 2 schedule. We start off with Charlotte, 2008, which is where we're at tonight. USA International Speedway, South Boston. First time you go to Homestead Miami Speedway, same with South Boston. And then the Charlotte Roval, that's going to be a really fun one. And then we have our Charlotte Throwback Night for Race 6. USA Speedway Dirt, we went to linear dirt last season, but this time we're switching it up a little bit. And then we have Daytona, the new Daytona, unlike last season. We're going to have our Stars and Stripes weekend over there. That's going to be a lot of fun. As usual, we have Phoenix Performance season finale, and as tradition, season finale is at Texas Motor Speedway, and we got a really good set of races to hit here, so it's gonna be a lot of fun here. I can't wait, Kenneth.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and you know, the season 2 schedule. What? I'm talking.
That's my sister.
I'm here.
Oh, this is a mess. All right, well, we saw the season 2 schedule and all the new races and all the new tracks that we're seeing this season. Homestead Miami Speedway being one of those. Charlotte Roval, first time we see a road course in this season. That's going to be a lot of fun, and you see some road course ability from the drivers in this series. And we have a little bit of a shakeup. We saw linear dirt last time around. I believe we're going USA dirt this time around. So we're kind of switching things up, and we're of course keeping our Stars and Stripes weekend at Daytona and our throwback night, our illustrious throwback night at Charlotte Motor Speedway right here at this very racetrack. But we have this first race underway, and I know that we've had talks with pretty much the drivers and ourselves included about what we're expecting this season and how we're really going to handle this season as opposed to last season, especially with the new schedule changes and the fact that these drivers have a little more experience with these cars, with this tracks and pretty much everything in general. I want to ask you, Charlie, how do you really think this is going to play out, knowing that these drivers have a little more experience than what they had the first round?
Yeah, I think season 1 kind of was you know, a lot of the tracks here were mainly full throttle, and we're starting to dip our toes into tracks where, you know, it requires a little more skill. We go to the USA dirt track, we go to the Charlotte Roval. That requires a lot of foot pedaling and knowing what you're doing, unlike some of these super speedway, I guess you can say, type races at Charlotte and Texas and all those tracks. So I think that's it's good to do something different, and I think it's going to turn out really well for us.
Well, one of the new things that's approaching here in Season 2 are the new drivers. We've got 2 new rookies here in this new season of Henry Tabor, Benjamin A. White being those 2 new drivers. Those drivers are going to get their first round of IQSSL action here at Charlotte. Benjamin White was actually raced the shootout just a couple of weeks prior, so he's got a little bit of a taste of what this racing is like. But for those new drivers, for the rookies this time around, is there some sort of anticipation? Is there somewhat of anxiety? Is there kind of a different feeling with those drivers as opposed to some of the older drivers that went through Season 1 and pretty much have these things under the ropes?
Yeah, I think that's, you know, we saw really good points racing last season, and we saw Blaze McKinney really take the cake with coming home with, I think, 4 wins. That's almost half the season, so I think that these guys are going to be a lot more aggressive. They know what they're dealing with this season, and I think that it's going to be a lot more intense coming to those final races, especially, you know, with the smoother Daytona and you know, USA dirt, and it's gonna be really exciting to see.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. The shootout, not a lot of fun in the shootout. I mean, it was a preview of what we might have been expecting here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Glenn Bungeon was the winner out of that one. A very, very intense racing. Eli Comerford leading his first laps in the shootout, so that was a lot of fun to see. And pretty much a lot of cool things happening here. Charlie's got something to deal with there, but yeah, I mean, I'm very excited about what we're expecting here for this season, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But before we get that underway, we're gonna start getting some interviews in, see what these drivers feel about their first start in this season, and what they really expect going into race number 1, and of course throughout the rest of the schedule. We're gonna ask those questions and get those with those drivers. So I think I'm gonna go with the first driver. And I think he probably has a little bit of perks considering that he was the champion last season. Blaze McKinney, we're going to bring him into booth first and foremost. Charlie, if you can drag him in, and we'll get this interview underway. I'm trying to fix my mic here because not sure what's happening. I've had trouble with the wire for the most part. Blaze, welcome to the KBRN booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
All right, Blaze. Well, I think hopefully my mic is good now. Hopefully. I'm not sure whether it is.
Yeah,
but
yeah, you sound fine to me in here.
All right. Well, Blaze, I gave you the perks first since you were the champion in season number 1, and you know, you really had a fight with a couple of the other drivers, and you really showed the field your dominance. Tell us how your expectations are coming into tonight, because I know it's a fresh slate. You know, you've got to restart all over again. You're all at 0, and you know, I want to know, how do you feel coming into tonight? Is there some sort of anticipation? Is there excitement? What's going on in your mind coming into this race?
Yeah, hopefully we can win, considering we sweep the like Charlotte races last year. So hopefully we can make it 3 for 3 and get another win. Hopefully we can lead some good laps here, qualify up front, and try to get the win. But you know, it's gonna be hard. Got 2 new drivers as well, like you guys talked about. So be more competition. It should be fun. Just hoping to have a fun race.
Yeah, well, you put on a good show through season 1, and we're expecting to see that into season 2. I want to ask you about this schedule. We had a new schedule change just a couple weeks ago, and the new schedule was released. There's a couple new tracks on there. Is there any tracks that you're looking forward to? Maybe not so much. Is there something you're looking forward in this new schedule?
Yeah, I'm really excited about the Roval. It should be something fun, something different. Hopefully we can have a good run there. That should be fun. I think there's some other tracks that we haven't raced at that should be interesting to try out, and just bring some different elements to the series, and it should be pretty interesting to see what happens. But yeah, the Roval is probably the one track that I'm really excited about. Can't wait to go there.
Yeah, it's the first short track in this season, so that's going to be a lot of fun with a lot of road course racing, and see how these drivers do on that side of things, especially you on there. But I think we pretty much have this pretty much wrapped up. I mean, before we let you go, you got any sponsors or teams you want to thank before this season kicks off?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the drivers again for coming along here, and it should be a fun season. Last season was fun, so I appreciate everybody coming back here and racing with all of us. It should be fun. Crystal Lake Designs, Bungeon Lawn Care, like always, and Peak Performance Motorsports. That'll be it.
All right, Blaze. Well, we're gonna let you go and take off for season 2 this summer. I was about to say season 1, but season 2 nonetheless. We hope to see you out on track and put on some good racing.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Blaze McKinney out of the booth. He was your season 1 champion, trying to go back-to-back in the championship battle this time around. I've got my voice fixed. I'd like to thank my mic for actually working this time around, not making me sound like Blaze said in the chat, an All-State guy, the All-State voice guy. So we've got that fixed down, and Charlie, I'm gonna give you the next interview, and I'm pretty much giving you the option who you want to pick.
Yeah, well, you interview the champion. I'm gonna go ahead and interview the runner-up last season. He came so close. He got a big jump with his win at Linear Speedway in the Dirt Derby. I'm gonna go ahead and interview Keelan Belcher, who's gonna come in and join the booth with us. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and drag him in here. Keelan, into the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on, bud?
Well, Keelan, you took your first career IQSSL win at the Lanier Dirt Derby last season, and you really gained a lot of momentum in the last half of the season, and you just came up short second place. So, as we start this new season, how you plan to attack?
Just gonna keep doing what we did last year. Was consistent for the most part. Texas, it all kind of fell apart. I think they actually got third, not second, but I think Shane passed us there. But we had a great season. I got the dirt win, undefeated on dirt so far. Got a few second and third place finishes. So that's really our attack. I'd like to get one of these asphalt wins though. We've come second like 3 times, so it'd be pretty nice to get a win. Have another good season. All the fans last year, all their support, it was pretty cool. He was the most popular driver for sure, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah, and you talked about asphalt win, trying to get an asphalt win. You won in the Lanier Dirt Derby last season, and how do you plan to attack? Well, you got your first one of this first IQSSO win at the Lanier Dirt Derby, and we go to USA Dirt this season. So, how do you how is that going to differ from going to Lanier?
Well, it's 2 completely different tracks, so it's going to be a lot different. It's got a lot longer straightaways at USA. You got to keep your foot in the throttle a lot more than you do at Lanier. So, I'll try to attack that when it comes to that. But for now, we're just going to try to set our eyes on Charlotte tonight and get a win.
All right. Well, Keelan, we appreciate you coming out here and racing with us season 2. But before we let you go, I believe you have a paint scheme reveal. So can we get a drum roll, please, Kenneth? Ta-da! Can you tell us about this?
That's our, okay. So I went to Walmart one day, right? Got some, getting Coke like normal, but this thing caught my eye. Great value root beer. Now hear me out. Root beer by itself is pretty good, but I have never had root beer as good as Great Value root beer. Like that's the best root beer I've ever had in my life. So then I thought of a great idea. You know, IQSSL's coming up, so I'm like, hey, who wants to put me together a Great Value root beer scheme? So if you look close, you got some cans on the hood, and got the box of not Dr. Pepper, root beer on the side. KBRN, Sure 5K9 all over there. Got to thank Reese Kupski for putting that together. It looks great, and hopefully it'll end up in victory lane tonight. We'll find out.
All right, well, Keelan, again, we appreciate you coming out here racing us with season 2, and we'll see you on track tonight. But before I let you go, do you have any teams or sponsors that you want to thank?
Yeah, got to thank Reese Kupski Designs. He put this scheme together. Yale Media, Peak Performance Motorsports, all those people back there. They have given me opportunities to race for them, to drive their cars. So, yeah, just got to thank all of them.
All right, well, Keelan, we wish you the best of luck tonight, and we'll see you out there on the racetrack, man.
Yes, sir.
Belcher out of the booth here. He finished runner-up last season, right behind Blaze McKinney. But our third interview of the night, we're gonna go trackside with Kenneth for that one.
All right, so I'm gonna look at one of the new drivers in this field. I'm gonna go with Henry Tabor. He's a rookie in this season, so we're gonna drag him in and see how he feels going into his first race. Charlie, if you can drag him in. All right, Henry, welcome to the K1 Racing Network booth. You got a copy with us?
I do. Hello.
Well, Henry, it's your first start in this season. It's your first start ever in the Instagram Quarantine Street Stock Series. We didn't see you in the shootout, but now you're here for race number 1. How are you feeling coming into your first race?
Feeling a little nervous, obviously my first race, you got those rookie shivers. But I'm hoping for some good results, I love racing with these guys and racing with all of them together, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of excitement coming around this series, and I know that you didn't really get a taste of what happened in season 1 since you're starting this season, but we have a new schedule, and we have a road course in the schedule. We have a couple of newer tracks in there. Is there any tracks that you're interested in, or maybe something that you're really excited about, and anything you're very maybe conscious about when it comes to some of the races on the schedule?
I'm pretty sure we're going to Daytona. Let me just pull that up here. Yeah, we'll be going to Daytona, so I'm pretty excited about that. Sometimes I'm good at plate tracks, just came off that ice car race. The Roval is going to be interesting too. Just every track is a new challenge that I'm ready to take on.
All right, Henry. Well, very optimistic going into your debut race here in the Quarantine Street Stock Series. Before we let you go and head off for your debut race, you got any sponsors or teams you want to thank before we kick off season 2?
Yeah, I want to thank Instagram Buds Racing for picking me up before the season. Melee Design Firm, Tabor Accounting Group for supporting me with my racing, both virtual and real life. And I want to thank Blaze for making my paint scheme. Shout out to you. And I think that's about it. And just everyone that I've worked with, I'm excited.
Well, right before we let you go, we know you have a paint scheme that Blaze made you, so we're going to release that right on the network. If you can get a drum roll, please.
Ta-da!
And there it is, a Tabor Accounting Group car. Tell us about this car, Henry, and pretty much how you came up with this idea.
Well, it was almost all Blaze, we've been doing some things in the background that he made, and that in exchange he made those for me. It's based off of my Cup and Xfinity scheme. He just threw it together quickly, so I got to thank you for that. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. The colors are kind of meant for a Ford, but it works on the street stock surprisingly well, running the number 16. So I'm ready to get the season underway.
All right, well, we're also ready to get this season underway, and we hope you have a successful first debut race here in the Quarantine Street Stock Series, and we hope to see you out on track here, putting on some good laps with the guys around you.
Thank you.
Henry Tabor out of the booth, making his debut race in this series, season number 2. Charlie, I'm going to give it off to you. We still have a bunch of drivers left, so I'm going to give you the mic on this one.
Let's see here. I'm going to have to go with kind of not really a points contender throughout last season, but I'm still going to... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give an interview to Eli. Eli, into the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, Eli, I don't remember you being a really big points contender last season, but you definitely had your moments up front and or sometimes a threat to the race lead. But as we start this new season, what's your plan of attack?
I'm planning to start off with a bang this season. I want to start off with a good season. I don't want to end up how it did last year. I'll do my best. I want to play it smart this race and hopefully be there at the end of this.
Yeah, and strategy is definitely the key to these full throttle tracks such as Charlotte, Daytona, all those different tracks. So I think that's going to be your best shot at a good finish. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree. Maybe I'll run up front the beginning laps, so I don't want to be up there too much during the middle where everyone's getting all antsy, and then I'll be chilling back there ready, waiting for my opportunity to creep up and be right there when the checkered flag waves.
All right, well, Eli, we appreciate you coming out here and and being a big supporter of this series, being one of our series partners, Yield Media. We appreciate you big time for that, and we appreciate you coming out here. But before I let you go, I believe you have a paint scheme that you have to reveal. So, Kenneth, can we get a drum roll? Ta-da! This is a neat paint scheme. What can you tell us about it?
This is the Manny car. You know, what can I say besides Manny's just a great person overall. You know, I agree with all his beliefs, so thought I'd throw some Manny propaganda out there. The Manny will not be televised, actually. To anyone watching tonight that think the Manny is televised, I'm here to tell you you're wrong. He is actually not televised. But I just, Manny, man, he's an outstanding dude. I'd say do your research on him and vote Manny 2020.
Alright, well, Eli, good paint scheme for sure. Very good looking out there. And we'll see you on the racetrack. Before we let you go, do you have any teams or sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Salina Drug Company. I want to thank Eel Media and Keelan Belch for existing, because that's just a great human being right there.
Alright, well, Eli, we will see you out there on the racetrack, and we wish you the best of luck and hope for a good start to the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's Eli out of the booth, and we're going to go ahead and give our fourth interview to Kenneth. He's trackside.
All right, gonna go with one of the other drivers who had a really good shot near the top 5 of the championship. Gonna give it to Shane DiMantova. Gonna bring him in the booth. Charlie, if you can drag him, and we'll get this interview underway with Shane DiMantova. All right, Shane, and welcome to the KBRN studios for the Quarantine Street Stock Series pre-race show. You got us? Shane, welcome to the KBRN studios. You got a copy? All right, I don't think we have Shane right now, so I think we'll just go with another driver. We'll go with Glenn Bundren. Actually, since he's another driver, I think he'll be ready for an interview. I think Shane might be onto something or doing something right now. So we'll drag in Glenn Bundren, see what his thoughts are going into tonight's event. I'm gonna drag him in. All right, Glenn, welcome to the KBRN studios. You got a copy with us?
I got you loud and clear. Jesus.
All right, Glenn. Well, I know that you were the winner in the shootout just a couple of weeks ago, and you've already got a handle of what this track is in the first season and now into the second season. How do you feel coming? How confident are you going into this season, knowing you already have the win on the shootout and the momentum on your side?
Oh, it was mainly luck because battery went wrecked, and I just sent it. I have a lot of momentum because I finished I think 4th last year in points, and we're looking to rebound, maybe take down Blaze McKinney because anyone but him win. But we got some momentum, I think. I hope we do. I don't feel like we do, but we do.
Well, Glenn, I know that you won the shootout, so again, there might be something at least good on going to Charlotte and being at this race for the first time this season. I've asked a couple of drivers already about this, about the new schedule that came out a while back with a handful of new tracks and some tracks swapped out. Of course, Daytona, Charlotte, throwback, and the All-Star, not the All-Star race, but the Stars and Stripes scheme race, at least. That's still on. But apart from that, or pretty much around it, there's been a lot of other changes in the schedule. Is there something you're looking forward to, or maybe something you might not like in the schedule? Is there something you might be excited about?
I like it. I like what you guys did. I like what you guys did with the schedule. I like Daytona being a throwback to I guess Independence, if you will. So yeah, that's the main thing I really like. I mean, the Roval I kind of really don't like because I'm terrible at road courses, but we'll deal with it.
All right, Glenn. Well, I'm not sure whether you have a paint scheme to reveal for tonight. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
No.
All right. So, all right. No. Well, I think you're still going to be running. I think the scheme that you ran in the shootout.
I did.
So,
I am.
All right. So that might be a good luck charm since you won that one in that scheme. You could pull out a win here tonight. We thank you for joining us here in the booth. And before we let you go, you got any sponsors or teams you want to thank before we get off? Before we get here?
I'm the grass now. Of course, I got to thank Bunch and Lawn Care. I own the thing. So, and you guys KBRN for broadcasting the Bundy League, which is Monday night at 9 Eastern. So, you guys and basically all my fans in the chat right now.
Yes, sir. A Bungeon Lawn Care series on Monday nights. That's a lot of fun to cover. And Glenn, we thank you for joining us here in the booth, and we hope to see you putting on some great laps and on Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Glenn Bungeon out of the booth. I'm not sure where he finished in points. I'll get a recap on that, but he was he actually picked up a win at Daytona, so he said he's very excited about that. He already picked up a win there, so that must feel good for the driver of the 37. Charlie, I'll give you the mic for the next interview, and whoever you want to choose down there, who's left.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and try again with Shane DiMantova. We're going to go ahead and try to bring him into the booth once again here. And, gonna go ahead and drag him in. Shane, this is Charlie in the KBRN booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, Shane, you were a proven strong driver last season, picking up wins at, I believe, both Texas races. So you've obviously proven your worth, and you are a proven race winner in Season 1. What's your plan of attack in Season 2?
Probably just the same strategy as last year. Just try to be up front as much as possible. I feel like we got a fast car every single week, and we can definitely contend for a win. So I think we just got to stay out front and stay out of the wrecks.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely going to be the strategy this season. But I have to ask you, we do have a new schedule this season, so I want to get your thoughts on what tracks you think on the new schedule are going to be your strong suit, and what tracks do you think you can really improve at to put together another good season?
Definitely feel like I'm good at like all the ovals. I think the one that's definitely going to give me the biggest problem is probably the Roval. It's definitely something different for a street stock series, but I'm really feeling really confident about going back into Texas after sweeping last season. So I feel like we should have some momentum going into there.
All right, well, Shane, we appreciate you coming down here and racing Season 2 with us, and we'll see you out there on the racetrack. I think, we got to get to your paint scheme that you have to reveal. So, Kenneth, can we get a drum roll? Ta-da! What can you tell us about this one?
I kind of just threw it together today. I really like, honestly, the matte finish with the super logos. But, yeah, just Aflac duck. Nothing, can't go wrong with it, really. And if you're in front of me, get the duck out of my way.
Well, Shane, we wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you out there on the racetrack, man.
Yep, thank you.
And Shane DiMantova exiting out of the booth here. We're going to go trackside with Kenneth once again for his interview. Kenneth, is it going to be?
I think I'm going to go with another rookie here. I'm going to go with both rookies this time. I'm going to go with Benjamin White, also making his debut in this series as well. We're going to drag him in and see his thoughts also. Like Henry Tabor, another rookie in this season, making his first start. So we're going to drag him in. Probably if you can do so. All right, Benjamin, welcome to the KBRN studios. You got a copy with us?
Yeah.
All right, Benjamin. Well, you ran the shootout, so you got a little bit of a preview of what to expect this season, but you're coming into the season with a fresh slate. Your debut in this season, a points-paying race. How do you feel going into this season knowing that you're one of the newcomers?
Well, I mean, I do have quite a bit of experience at some of the tracks, but some of the other tracks I'm guaranteed to run dead last at. So I'm looking forward to taking advantage of the opportunities at these big tracks because that's where I think I can win. But as far as the short tracks go, I'm gonna be dead last. So I mean that's all there is to it.
All right. Well, you mentioned some of the bigger tracks, but I want to talk about Charlotte, the one we have right here for this first race. And I know that you ran the shootout already, so. You pretty much have a feel of what Charlotte is like in the street stocks. I know you've covered a bunch of races on the ice car side of things with the street stocks at Charlotte. So, is there anything that any pointers you might have taken from the shootout that could possibly implement into tonight's race?
You gotta protect the inside lane, but I mean you also gotta learn how to take the hits from behind because you're gonna have that a lot in these kind of races, especially when we get down to the end. So I've kind of had a lot more experience with that. So I mean, I finished second at the shootout. I'm looking for one more spot.
All right, Benjamin. Well, we hope to see you down at the track. And I'm not sure we have a paint scheme reveal. I know your scheme is pretty much already on the screen. So the DRL scheme, since it's a new scheme and since you're a new driver, is there anything you want to know about that scheme or how pretty much you came up with it?
Well, I mean, I had to make something quick. A couple weeks ago when we did the shootout, and I decided to slap a bunch of random logos on it and then put my league on it. So, I mean, that's about it for the paint scheme. But I'm looking forward to the race tonight. I think I got a good shot to win. I just need to, stay away from James Youngman. That's about it. he wrecked me at least once last time, so I gotta stay away from James Youngman. I'm sorry, James. I love you, but you wrecked me. So.
All right, Benjamin.
Get
Well, we're
your
gonna
ass
let
kicked.
you go out on your debut race here in the Quarantine Street Stock Series. Before we let you go, you got any sponsors or teams you want to thank for this season?
I want to thank Kenneth and Charlie for letting me run this, and I want to thank DRL, and I want to thank Jasper Engines, and that's it. Holy
All right, well, we're gonna let you go and kick off your first race here in the Quarantine Street Stock Series. We appreciate you talking with us in the booth, and we hope to see you putting on a good show out there.
Thank you. Best of luck to you guys as well in the race.
Thank you. So, all right, so Benjamin White is out of the booth. I think we have one more driver left, and I'll give that interview to Charlie. No, I think we have just one left. We have James Youngman is, I believe, the last one left. So we'll give Charlie the interview on that one. He is trackside with James.
Yeah, and getting Shane thrown at him from the last interview. James Youngman into the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, James, last season was kind of up and down for you. You kind of scored some good finishes and kind of got unlucky. So as we embark on our second season of the Instagram Quarantine Street Stock Series, I have to ask, how are you? What's the strategy?
Finish up front and win races.
All right, well, that's a pretty common strategy throughout the entire field here. So I have to ask for your thoughts. I've asked this to past drivers in the interviews. We have a new schedule this season, and we've shaken up a lot of tracks. We're going to a few more short tracks, and we're going to a few more super speedway, full throttle type tracks. So I have to ask, what are your thoughts on that? Or what are your thoughts? Oh boy, what's going to be your strong suits come to this season?
Well, the full throttle tracks will be the strong suits because those take no talent. But I'm excited for the Roval. It'll be interesting, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, well, James, excited for the shaking up tracks, and this is kind of a shaky interview. But James, I don't think you have a paint scheme reveal here tonight, so I have to. Before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you want to thank?
Bonder and Lawn Care, because obviously, and you guys for putting it on.
All right, well, James, wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you out there, man.
All right.
That was James. A shaky interview. My apologies. Kenneth?
All right. So pretty much all the interviews are just about wrapped up in what has been a shaky pre-race show. I think we had to dust the rust off a little bit because it's been a while since we've done this on this network. But Charlie, I want to ask you before we pretty much wrap this up and get onto the racing. What do you really think is going to happen? I know we saw Charlotte. We've had our fair share of crazy races here. We've had the draft play factor. We've had huge crashes. Just pretty much everything happened. What do you really think is going to go down? Who do you really have on your mind for tonight's event?
Yeah, I think tonight's is one of those tracks where all bets are off, and you can pretty much make any move. You can stick it all the way down to the bottom, and you can sometimes make it work, but sometimes the whole field does not make it out of the next corner. So I think that we're going to see a lot of aggressiveness tonight. Some of those guys who have won on the full throttle tracks last season are really going to show tonight. We do have some rookies in the field, so they're looking for some good finishes as well. So I'm really excited for tonight. I'm really excited for Season 2. There's a lot of hype coming around here. The season closer last year had a lot of hype, and that off-season was dreadful for a lot of you guys. I know it was for sure. So I can't wait to get going.
All right, well, that pretty much wraps everything up for the pre-race show.
I do have a paint scheme.
Well, all right. Well, we've got 2 paint schemes left. I forget. Sometimes I forget we're drivers at some points. Yeah. But Charlie, I'm gonna let you review our paint scheme. I'm gonna give you the drum roll. Oh my God. Well, Charlie, tell us about this paint scheme.
Well, I really had no ideas for a paint scheme. I was gonna make a Dr. Pepper car, but I had no design ideas. So I thought, I might as well. Since they gave me a paycheck every week, I gotta put my job, Julasco, on the car. It's a local Midwest grocery store. If you're ever in the Midwest, Illinois, that type of area, come out, come see me at Crystal Lake Julasco in Illinois. Yeah, come say hi, buy some peaches or something. I don't know, but I gotta thank them for giving me a paycheck every week. So that's kind of that's where I got it, pretty much.
Well, I mean, it's a nice paint scheme. I know it's based off of
it's
a NASCAR Cup paint scheme.
I think Alex Bowman ran it. Whatever, in the past few years when the NASCAR came to Chicagoland, since it's kind of like a Chicago-based grocery store, I think last year Bubba Wallace ran a Julasco car, maybe 2 years ago. So it's based off of Alex Bowman's number 7 Chevy SS ran at Chicagoland. So yeah.
All right, well, beautiful paint scheme going to be run on track tonight. And I know I have a paint scheme, but it's not anything very special in terms of what we have. But I guess, I'll go over it.
Ta-da!
All right, well, there it is. So, yeah, this is pretty much the KBRN Bueno Racing Network car I ran in last season. I didn't run it the first time. I ran a Super Mix car, I believe. But yeah, this KBRN Bueno Racing Network car is one of the first street stock schemes I made, apart from maybe Florida Lottery or something. But it's the first car of KBRN pretty much by itself. I've kind of expanded into other cars on the iRacing service, but this is it means a lot to me. I've kept the old logos on there just for old time's sake when we started. So, I mean, I'm excited to run the car. I think I see the green stripes from when I was still B class in iRacing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I like the car. I mean, hopefully I can get a win tonight without choking like I did in the shootout. So pretty much that wraps up everything for this Instagram Quarantine Street Stock Series pre-race show. Pretty much have nothing else to cover apart from what we're seeing next up. And what we're going to see up next is the Instagram Quarantine Street Stock Series, the SDC 82, of course, right here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Going to be a lot of fun. We're going to try to kick things off the right way and, try to set things and set the tone for what we could see in the rest of Season 2. So, I mean, pretty much no other takeaway thoughts from here, I don't believe. So we're just going to wrap things up and get things pretty much set in stone for what we see. Of course, you see on your screen up next, the season opener, the SDC 82 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Like I mentioned, 42 laps. Of course, Quarantine Street Stock Series Season 2. You can look at their Instagram down there at Quarantine Street Stock League and give it a follow and support all the action that's happening around here. But pretty much for everyone here at the KBRN Bueno Racing Network, for all the members of the Instagram Quarantine Street Stock Series, all the drivers, and pretty much everyone else. For Charlie Baier, my name is Kenneth Bueno, saying good night from Charlotte. We are ready to bring action for Season 2. Good night.